These are Epazote plants, and Epazote happens to make a large amount of a compound in its oil called ascaridol and organic peroxide. As we know, organic peroxides are explosive. The plan is to grow these plants up big and strong, so we're going to do an extraction of that, and then we're going to try and blow some up. Alright, so these plants have been growing for 4.5 months now since I did that first video, and well, quite honestly, they're huge. Look how big they've grown. The problem is, and I knew this was going to come eventually, they've gone to seed, and they are perennial plants, so chances are if we let them continue to go to seed, they'll die. The literature online says that the ascaridol content, which is the stuff we want to extract, is highest in the leaves when the stuff has gone to seed. So now is the best time to really harvest. You know, I've been doing a lot of other things in the lab, so I don't really have time for it at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prune it and then freeze all the leaves, because I'm not sure if drying out will get rid of all the stuff we want. I think long-term storage, I think keeping it frozen is probably the best way of going about it.
We thought that the lithium was like the best tasting one, but it didn't like stay on your tongue for very long. So we're doing like a lithium sodium mix
blend
to see if we get the best of both of these things. But this is
Real cooking.
it's glass. Let's be careful. It's glass. That's a good point.
Alright, I've finished mashing this into a disgusting pulp, and at this point the smell is like overwhelming. It's a kind of cross between, I'd say, like wet mouldy carpet and chamomile tea. Halfway between them. It's not disgusting, but definitely isn't pleasant. Because the problem is the ascaridole isn't that explosive. It's just one peroxide group in an otherwise sort of stable molecule. It's not going to be that explosive. So if it's diluted in a whole other mix of stuff like limonene or other sort of just terpenes, that essential oil isn't going to be that explosive. So I have a feeling we need to sort of purify the ascaridole out in order to see any sort of explosive effects. I've been in denial for a little while, but Steve is officially dead. I'm going to call it. That's bloody cooked. Right, so I've successfully ordered some more plants off the internet. They arrived a couple of days ago. I've kind of neglected them. I should have planted them in the soil as soon as they got here. But so one of them is looking very sickly, but hopefully he makes a recovery. Should get a lot better. Hopefully. But I got 3, so quite a few more plants anyway. Well, hate to report some bad news, but it looks like Gomez is on some last legs here. I'm going to attempt to nurse him back to health. Him or her, but I think its chances of recovery are quite slim. Perhaps I should have taken better care of it, but I have been watering it. I think maybe it just reached the end of its lifetime. Also, it's been bloody hot, so that wouldn't have helped it. And I think being in a black pot, I think the soil heats up too much. So a combination of poor looking after on my behalf and also its own poor survival instincts, I suppose. But maybe it'll make a recovery. I'm just filming it now while it still possibly could make a recovery, but probably unlikely. Look how healthy these 3 boys are. Looking great. I should probably put them in the garden this year at some point. Maybe I'll keep, one in pots and put them in different places in the garden, and hopefully they don't get so limited by the pots like the other ones did. I'm keeping the carcass here for no particular reason. I just can't bring myself to throw it out. Good crop. Dank. Yeah, they're dying back. Is this because they're reaching the end of their life cycle, or they're just getting frosted? This bit's down here, they seem okay. This obviously is no good. So I wonder if I've missed the optimal time for picking all the leaves, because obviously we want the most leaves, and even if this goes to seed, then I've only got half the amount of leaves I had previously. I don't know. But hopefully they keep living, even if they die back a bit. Unsure. I'm always unsure what the optimal time is, and there never seems enough leaves. And then they die back and there's even less leaves, but once again they're back to being very small again, so I don't think I've achieved very much over this year. Sure, I can keep them alive, but unless I'm getting a huge crop of leaves, which I really even didn't from all this, even though there was lots of growth here, there still wasn't that many leaves, so it really didn't make the extraction that viable, because I need a lot of leaves. So I don't quite know what's going on with this, or with this project, or how I'm to proceed. I could buy 12 plants, but hey, they look like they pulled through the winter. We're getting into summer now, so they're looking healthier again. Maybe next year we might have enough leaves to do this project. I mean, just keeping the plants alive was meant to be the easy bit, and the actual hard part of the project is getting the leaves and processing it. But hey, maybe another year, next year. I don't know what I'm doing here.